big cruiser down at East Coast Mechanical and Performance. I think you got it right that time. Let's rip into this clutch and get through it, and see what's inside.
1300 Newton meter clutch for the VDJs.
Pretty much a must-have as soon as you're going to tune these pre-DPF models, eh?
100%. They will not handle, especially towing.
Yeah.
So they come with the bigger throwout bearing. Our little trick is, what we do is we opt to have out the braided clutch line. Gives you a lot nicer pedal feel. Some people say it's not as heavy.
Yeah, righto.
Being the 1300 Newton meter kit, it also comes with your alignment tools.
Sweet, makes it easier.
And your flash, billet, NPC flow wheel.
Everybody loves the billet. Hey, give us a look. Is that bastard heavy?
Yeah. It's there.
Like 30 kilos that whole box.
Yeah, like 26 or something like that. Yeah.
I tried to move it before and
Yeah, it's there. So we'll get that in tomorrow, smash it out and see what we can't do on the dyno.
Sweet, man. Looking forward to it. We're back down here first thing in the morning. We'll get stuck into this big rig. Righto, we're back down the shop in the morning. The boys already been into it. I'm here in full moral support with me coffee. Not doing full. We've already hit our first bit of a snag. What's going on?
Righto, so with the ARB side steps and brush rails, they actually use the cross member as a mounting support. So what we recommend with doing them, the easiest way to get it out is just completely remove them a side off at a time, put the bolts back in, do the opposite side, then go up in the air, then move it with the gearbox.
Bastard, eh? So let's see if we can see what they're talking about here. So you can see the braces for the side steps come down. They're actually one piece with the cross member. So you can't get the gearbox out with the things in the way. Much fun. Oh, I'm gonna drink my coffee and watch. Ooh, where's your toilet? Give me 5, I'll be back.
A few moments later.
How's the view down there, Mitchie? It's good, mate?
Oh, I've had better.
A little bit of nut butter?
Yeah.
You have a shower last night, Jamie, at least, or what?
Lucky for his sake I did.
It's not more worse than you have had.
Short shorts is life. So we had to disconnect from the front here, get the sidebar off. Boys are just underneath now. Undoing the cross member bolts. We'll drag this fella out. On a scale of 1 to the Simpson Desert, how much sand's in your eyes, mate? About Simpson Desert?
Yeah, a bit of Simpson Desert. I didn't know how to answer that.
That's what I'm here for, mate.
Alright, it's all yours.
Righto. Watch this end. Sweet. Beautiful. Righto, scrub bars are off, we're up in the air. I'm not going to go through all the dirty nitty gritty. We've got the bit of a time lapse cracking, so we'll put that on, but what do we got? Sway bars got to come out, tail shafts.
Got him.
Because you're not working out.
Cross member. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen these nuts yet, mate. They're pretty nasty looking. They might be fun.
Come to West Patrol.
Stop it! Alright. Hey, I can actually say that now. I don't have a patrol anymore. Crossed over to the dark side. Sweet. Righto. I'll get out of the boys' way, let them rip into this thing, and we'll come back when we got the box out. When Jamie's playing with his tranny. Loves a good tranny. Righto, what are we doing? Decided to do something a little bit different. Show you if you haven't got a spigot bearing puller, a little bit of the old bush mechanics going on.
You got bread on it?
Or bread mechanics. Surely everyone's got a bolt and some bread.
Alright,
Where's the bread?
pretty decent fit there. With the tape on the bolt. Pack some bread. Yeah.
Sweet. So you can kind of say this is a inbred way of doing it, maybe? No? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely yes. Get in there nice and deep like. I'm so keen to see if this actually works. I've heard about it, but I've never tried it, so here we go. It's kind of actually making me hungry.
Ain't bad for this, it doesn't work.
It's full of bread. That's coming out, isn't it?
Yep.
Get out.
There you go, there's
More
your theory.
bread. More bread.
Yep. Gotta be non-stale bread.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Pretty good.
Personally, I'm more of a multi-grain kind of guy, but you know.
One of the way.
Birdseed.
White bread matters, you reckon?
It depends. Depends what you're using it for.
Jaffles.
Multi-grain's great, but you can't do it for standard.
There.
Fuck, I am amazed.
That's so cool. I love it. And is there anything a bit of bread and hammer can't fix? Seriously.
Hold that, don't eat it.
Stop eating my goddamn bearing puller.
We're running out. Running out of puller.
Get out.
There you go. One slice of bread.
Pisser.
Yeah. You want a sandwich?
Mmm, nice dough hole.
It's one made of knead bread.
Get your finger out of there. These things come with like a bit of a coating on them, don't they? So to stop them from rusting and that.
Yeah.
So just big splash of what, brake clean, contact clean, get all the shit off. Yeah, up it. Jamie's paying for it. Righto. Well, you put a little bit of grease on there.
Always grease the pivoting points, because that's usually people's complaints with like a feel of a grabbing pedal.
Yeah.
And things like that, and that's usually that people don't clean these or grease them.
Yeah.
So that throw bearing's got nowhere to slide really on a smooth surface.
So is this the most important of every clutch install?
This is it.
Leave a message for the next bloke. Righto, we're all back together. Just going to take it for a burn now and just bed that clutch in a little bit before we hurt on it too much.
Yeah. Give her a few Ks, let it run in, and yeah, we'll put it on the dyno.
Perfect, man. I'll go down and open the shop. I'll see you soon.
Righto, deal.
Righto. Just unplug all the Stein. It literally plugs into power, goes on your throttle. This one was plugging into the map sensor as well, which is better than half the ones we've seen. And goes into each injector. So we'll get this linguine spaghetti mess out of here, dog's breakfast. Hoik that. Now we'll do another base run, see what kind of figures we get. So we've done 2 runs before, 146, 150. We'll take the better of the two, the 150, and call it even at that. We'll do a run now and see what the Stein was actually doing for it. Righto. Well, we've just done another 2 runs. I don't know whether this thing wasn't turned on or if it's turned right down or what was going on, but either way, there it is. So before it went 146, then 150, now it went 143 and 148. So call it what you want, 2 horsepower. My guess is the thing wasn't probably plugged in, but anyway, there we are. That's what it's done. Yeah, get out of shot, drinking my goddamn beer. There we go. We'll start throwing some tunes at it now and see how the thing responds. Righto, so we just put a base kind of startup tune file in it just to see how the car's going to respond to tuning and the changes we're making in the ECU. So you can see it's kind of why it's always important to do 2 runs on these things. First run, the boost was pretty lazy down low, then kind of come in. Second run, it was a bit better, but real fuely down low. So we'll probably go in now, try and make some changes to the VNT maps and the bits and pieces, get that boost coming up a bit earlier. Hit a peak of about 17, might try and get a little bit more out of that, maybe up into the 19s, maybe just touch the 20. And hopefully that should bring this core kind of right up into the high 500s, maybe touching 600, a little bit more in the top end. Cool, we'll make some changes and see how she goes. That's very similar tune to what we had in there before. Just gone into the boost tables now, done a bit more work with the VNT. So you can see before it kind of come up, settled out, then came up again. We've still got around about the same sort of peak boost numbers. We had a bit of a crossover there at 18, but now we're hitting it way earlier. Right, so that's brought down here, it was real fuely before. Now we're up in the 19s, 19.5 pretty much the whole way through. And we're getting right up pretty close to that 600 newton meter mark at about 191. So we might make a few more little tweaks and changes with it, see if we can get a little bit more out of it. But at the end of the day, I think this bloke tows what 3.5 ton behind this thing pretty much every day. So we've gone from 150, which was the best run the Stein done, up to 191, which is a nice 40 horsepower jump. But that's peak, right? So if you're looking 150 and 191 before it made peak power here, now here, if you come right back down here and say 2.5, we've gone from what, about 110 horsepower maybe over here up to about 180. So in that actual usable range, say 1700 to 2700, it's really more like a 60, 70 horsepower jump, and almost double torque. So, you know, around that 300 to just under 600. So it's all good and well saying you're making, you know, big power up here, but this dude's going to drive this thing from 1700 to 2700. That's where it really matters. So we'll make a few more changes, see if we can't get a little bit more out of it, and go from there. Cool. Righto, so we just made a couple little more changes. Put a little bit more boost into it just to try and clean those AFRs up, get them right up around that 20 to 1 the whole way through. We ended up around 19 pounds, which ended up resulting in getting a couple more horsepower, a bit more torque the whole way through, just a smidge. Should be nice now. I think we got him all disconnected. Dyno, the map sense and everything out there, AFR probe off. We'll take him for a drive and see if we can better that 60 to 100 time.
Feels better already when I just left the driveway. Heaps better, much better.
Yeah, cool. So we're going to take this thing for a little bit of a test drive, just make sure it feels good on the road. Big part of tuning is really drivability. Like I said before, it's all cool making big power at 3,500 RPM, but unless it drives nice and everywhere below that, it doesn't really mean. So we'll go for a bit of a drive now out to the highway and back, and then we might find a bit of a quiet stretch down there in Mexico Lane and do some 60 to 100 runs and see if we can better that 15, 16 seconds, whatever it was yesterday. So we're just cruising along now, and Jamie made a good point. Yesterday when we were out driving around, and even this morning when you were going and beat the clutch in, the pyros were what, like 300, 350, just coasting along at 80.
Cruising, yeah.
So these things, especially with that Stein, we didn't get a chance to actually show it on the dyno, but even just maintaining speed at like 60 and 80 k's an hour, it was sitting around 21, 22 to 1. Basically just overfueling for the sake of overfueling. So now, with all that gone, a bit more boost, you know, that we can actually play with the VNT map so we can get the boost sitting a bit nicer. So we're at 2 grand now, coasting along, and it's sitting just under 10 pound.
Yeah, it's under 10 pound and not even on the scale of 300 yet.
Yeah, so there you go, the EGT start at 300, and it's not even showing anything yet. Oh, he's boosted alarm, we might have to change that. She's never hit 20 pound before, so we might have to let him know he needs to change that now. When you're at 60, let us know. Go. When you're at 100, tell us. Stop. No. What do we do? 7 seconds. Well, that kind of makes sense, because if you think about it, we've just, what, virtually doubled the torque of this thing. So we went from 300 Newton meters to almost 600, which makes sense. But yesterday we ran, what, 15 seconds?
Yeah, 15.7 or something, yeah. Yep,
so
big difference.
100% increase in torque means literally halves the time.
Yeah, drivability is just next level. It's a different car.
Yeah, awesome.
Yep.
Can't wait for old mate to get it back and put his, what's he tow with the thing?
3.5 ton van.
Jeebus. Yeah, right.
Yep, is that his limit?
Yeah, yep. Oh, cool. We'll get the thing back to the shop and get it finished up. Well, there we go, all done and dusted. So, as we talked about before, oh, that glare's fantastic. She ended up at, God, she ended up at 195 and 590. Much more usable torque. So like I said before, this dude really uses this thing just for towing flat out. On the back there is our boost and AFRs, so we always give a full printout of everything. The customer gets all the information so they know exactly what's going on with their car. Ended up taking us an hour or two on the dyno. But if this dude wasn't towing, you know, and he wanted to just full send, we probably could have dropped the AFRs down into the 17s, into the 18s. Would have picked up a bit more torque, would have cracked up over that 200, maybe 220. But this thing's nice and reliable. We'll do this thing for the rest of its days. So we'll give it back to the customer and see what his thoughts. cruiser now. Just having a couple of beers at the end of the day. Customer got it back. I think he was pretty stoked with it.
Wrapped.
Yep, I think we're going to get it back. May even be in the same episode. We might get it back in another couple of weeks, do the 4-inch exhaust, and we'll do a back-to-back run on it. See if we get much gains out of that. But anyway, thanks Jamie for your help.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Mitchie,
No worries,
thanks
mate.
man.
Anytime.
I'll catch you next time. See you guys. Righto. So it is going to be in the same episode. One, because editing sucks balls and it takes way longer than I thought it would. And two, I'm slack. So it's now, what, about a week or two after we done the clutch and tune?
Yeah, week and a half.
Yep. So we're back down here in Benny's shop.
Hey.
That's Cool Fabrication. You've done the full 4-inch system on it today, didn't you?
Yep, 4
Sweet.
inch.
Yep.
304 stainless, turbo back, all TIG welded, nice and pretty.
Yep. Sweet. I'll crawl my fat ass underneath there and try and get some pictures and videos of it. Looks smick. It's obviously your logo on there. Did you do that this morning?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks cool, man. I don't know if it's gonna show real well on the camera, but looks sick. So full 4-inch the whole way. No mufflers, no nothing.
No mufflers, just a flex.
Awesome. Oh, I think we're gonna take it down the shop now. Oh yeah, there's the old system. The old busted ass butchered poo. I think we're gonna go down the shop now. Sneaky little Mirage Flex. That one's coming up soon. Is that new cooler for it?
Yeah, one of those will be going on.
That's a whole nother video. Right, so I think we're gonna go run down the shop now, put it back on the rollers and see what kind of power it makes. Righto. Down from Benny's shop now, got the cruiser back on the rollers. So we got the figures it made last time. We're gonna go on record. What do we reckon it's gonna actually gain?
I'm gonna go 10, 15 horsepower.
10, 15,
Yep,
Jamie?
3 or 4.
3 or 4. I'm kind of the same. I'm wondering, you know, at 195 horsepower, is a 4-inch really gonna make a difference? Maybe if we're making like 300 horsepower, I reckon. But at this kind of power, I don't know. Never done a back-to-back between a 3-inch and a 4, so be interesting to find out. Let's run it up and see. Well, there we go. It's at about 2 horsepower. So, can you remember what you said now?
3 to 4.
Yeah, I can't. I think I said 0.
Yeah, 10, 15.
Yeah, well. But it's kind of interesting. Again, this thing's virtually stock, so stock turbo, just an exhaust. That's pretty much it. It's basically doing what you'd kind of expect from a free-flowing exhaust, and that is, one, coming on boost and getting up sooner. We have introduced a little bit of boost bounce there now, obviously with much less restriction. Interestingly enough, you can see there it's making a touch more boost, then settles out and actually runs a little bit less boost the whole way through. AFRs, virtually exactly the same, but we just picked up a couple of bit of horsepower. So I imagine, kind of like we talked about, if you had like a 300 horsepower setup, a big turbo, all those kind of things, that's where this would really come into it. But yeah, a gain's a gain, I suppose. There it is. Dyno doesn't lie. Sweet. Well, I think that's gonna call it quits for this one. We'll finish it up. Thanks boys, thanks Benny, thanks Jamie. Let us know what you think. If there's anything else you want to see, any other comparisons, dynos, back-to-backs, let us know. We'll try and organise it. If you think your mate's best friend's sister's XL made more power and it goes harder, let us know. We want to hear about it. Until next time, see you guys. So what'd I do? Yeah, go and run. Is that better?
Well, you kind of went, and then...
Yeah, because I thought I was going to say it wrong again.
I could be the director. Cut.
That's perfect because I'm filming.
No, leave me alone.